Hey, sports fans, Greg Medford from the Greg Medford Show. We are in Atlanta at the Blade Show 2022. I've got my first guest of the day, Tim Reeve from Chris Reeve Knives. Tim, how you doing, man?
Doing great. It's been a great day. Been a great weekend so far. Day 2, I'm still on 2 feet. I haven't fallen over yet.
You looked like you might topple over when I saw you last night. You and your mom were both red-faced.
It's like 11:30. We get back from dinner, and I'm like zombie mode and about to fall over. And I did about 10 minutes later.
You guys looked like fucking straight-up Irishmen who'd been on a roll. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
And
rough.
I love that your mom's like still rolling like that, you know?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The best part, you walk over, you're like, are you guys okay? It's like, we're just making plans for the morning.
Hey, wanted to talk about a couple of things. One, can we talk about your dad for a second?
Sure.
All right, real, not anything too personal.
Yeah.
Your dad's retired from the company.
Yeah.
You've been retired for how long now?
End of 14, early 15, he left.
Okay.
And loving the retired life.
You know, a lot of people still don't know because it can all kind of happen quiet. We don't put notices out when all this stuff goes on. You know, when I got separated and divorced, we kind of went on for a couple of years before you don't put up a video like, hey, guess what's going on?
Cut a newspaper article or something like that.
Good. Well, tell your dad I said hi.
I will, absolutely.
Your dad had a couple of funniest stories, and I can do a South African accent, but I can't really do his because I didn't hear it enough to really remember. It's been some years.
He's a little bit of a character.
He told me a couple of things. He said, "Nuns are like children in motorcycles. They could both embarrass you at any moment." And he said something like that. And then he said, "Greg, making one good knife is easy. Making 10 great knives is, it's hard. But make 1,000, it's fucking near impossible."
That's exactly it.
You guys have been doing it well for a long time.
Yeah.
Give me your, obviously you and your mom are running the company, and I know you're jumping into leadership for a long time now.
Yeah.
What's your take on the knife business, and what are your thoughts on it? How are you feeling about it?
It's wild right now. It is it's a heyday. Like we have so much on our backlog. So right now I'm sitting at about 30. My backlog is 30 times my monthly output. I've never in the history of our company ever seen something like that. Never in the history of our company have we had plain Sebenzas sold out at dealers as soon as they show up.
Yeah.
You look at 17, 18, 19, it was, we've always been behind, but there's kind of this upward growth, serious upward growth, and we're like, oh my gosh, the backlog's growing. 20, 21, 22 has been like this. I mean, and no joke. Numbers we don't know what to do with.
Is it settling now, or is it still doing the same?
No, we thought it would settle this year, and we've had more intake of orders than we had last year.
I know. I've had the same. I've had the same issue, and I'm like, weird. Jesus, man. If you increase the productivity of your company, we did about a 50% growth last year.
Okay, yeah.
We tried to track for about a 20 to 25% growth this year. We're already over that.
Yeah.
And then, I just kind of made an announcement. We're doing a 19 or 20% increase in production for the remainder of the year and next year. And it's, I'm like, okay, what the hell? Where does this end?
You have to. Yeah. Where's the
and you got to be careful.
Is that the question to ask? But there's also, like, the other shoe will drop at some point.
Yeah.
So we're in the fastest uptake. I mean, it's like we're pulling on the steering wheel and we're taking off like this.
Yeah.
But I feel very stable about it. We just finished last year as our best year ever by a good margin, and we're already well over last year so far this year. But all that money's really just going back into the company. It's buying more machines.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing.
Machines don't show up in 3 weeks.
Not like it used to.
Not like they used to.
No, I just told somebody, I said, hey, if I ordered 10 hosses right now, it'd take me a year to get them.
Oh, yeah. I've got a machine showing up in 3 weeks. I think we ordered it at the end of last year. I got 2 screw machines coming in September, but they were supposed to be in August. We ordered those in March. So, you can only scale so fast. And then it's finding people, good people that stick around. So. Yeah,
we've hit, I've got machines that have hit the building that we ordered, last year.
Yeah.
And they can't even come set them up because they don't have the people.
Yeah, it's great.
So I have brand new machines I'm making payment on that are still boxed and crated. And
that keeps the blood pressure nice and high, right?
I get it.
You just don't want to walk past them anymore.
Have you seen anything cool? What's the coolest new thing you've seen this year at the show?
I don't know. I've kind of had my head not in the sand, but I don't look at a lot of knives, just not because I don't want to, but your little multi-tool is pretty cool, man.
Thanks, man.
A little plug right there. I'm always promoting my boy Bill Koenig. He's got just a pile of great knives. The Spartan guys are right next to us. A lot of our buddies. I love what they do.
We got a great little circle of friends that do cool stuff.
Yeah, it's beer drinking friends.
Like-minded lunatics.
Yeah, we're all kind of cut from the same cloth and think very similarly.
Yeah.
You know, when Bill came into the industry, I was like, yeah. I got to know him in a couple days, and I was like, yeah, you got the right blood. You'll be fine. So
cool.
Yeah.
How's your mom doing? Is she awesome?
She's great. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's kicking ass. Like, I can't even keep up with her.
That's good.
You know, she signs my paycheck. She makes me know that.
You know, there's my mom works in my company too, bookkeeping.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's there's momentum. I see my mom at 74. She's working and hustling, and she's my dad. He's kind of retired.
Yeah.
And my mom's just, she's you can see their tempo is a little different. You know what I mean?
It's like my dad. He was searching for like the retire date. You say retirement to my mom, she's like, I don't know what that means.
Right.
Like it's just like fade off in the sun type thing or something like that. I mean, she sets the work pace standard. She works harder than I do, and it's like if I want to take a day off,
told
I'm
me.
like, shit, man,
she told me that.
Yeah,
she was
I'm
texting
sure
me and
did.
she told me that.
I'm working harder than Tim.
So I'm like, how you doing? She's like, well, Tim's not here yet. I'm like, what's he doing? She's like, I don't know, something with guitars.
Yeah, no, she's doing good.
Good. What do you think's changed? How has your company changed? I mean, obviously, you guys your dad, brought a kind of gold standard of quality to the industry, and that takes kind of a lunatic mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not a knock on your dad. I mean, I'm a lunatic. Everybody who's pushing this edge of quality is the hardest thing to hold on to.
Yeah, no, sane people don't kind of do this thing.
Because everybody looks at it, they go, oh my God, there's way easier ways to make a living.
Yeah, it's chasing the devil and trying to grab his tail.
Yeah.
Have
things changed? Have you noticed? Let me ask you: your dad had some tough demons?
Yeah.
Have any of them showed up on your doorstep as you take charge?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of the employees that really knew my dad be like, yeah, so you were definitely not adopted,
right?
Like, okay, well,
did it surprise you?
No, things start coming up a little bit. I'm like, I guess maybe at the beginning I was like, okay, I'm kind of surprised that I'm reacting just like my dad did, but I don't know. I think I've got a little bit more even-keeled temperament, a little bit,
It's funny. There's this country song out right now, and it's there's a great line in it where the guy says, "I'm trying to not be like my dad, but the older I get, the more I am."
Oh, that's what it is. And my wife tells me that all the time. Like, you just did something I just saw Chris do.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's funny. I got the same thing going on. I'll tell you, I'm a better dad than my dad was to me, and I think that's a compliment to my dad. My dad's like, man, my son's able to be a better dad than I was.
That's what he wants.
Of course.
Right?
So it's not an insult to say that.
No, not at all.
But sometimes we react to those parenting impulses.
Who shows you how to react to things, right? You're like, shit, I'm doing it.
I'm like, oh my God, did I just do that?
Yeah.
I'll my kid like, hey, what the hell are you looking at? God damn it, put the flashlight over here where my hands are. And I'm like, oh my God, I just heard my dad. I remember the sinking feeling in my gut.
Memories flashback.
Yeah. I saw a great meme the other day that said, you ain't a man if you didn't hold a flashlight for your dad in the 70s. It was so funny.
Or like, hey, go get me a socket that'll fit for this. And you go and you grab one and you come back.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, by the second time you bring one socket, he's like, just go grab like 5 of them. Quit with the shit.
And the best thing is with a South African accent. It's got to be awesome.
He was the best at giving an ass chewing. I mean, you had no skin left.
So I have this, I've got principal factor when I walk through the building. I have to make sure I don't have sourpuss on my face.
Yeah.
Because 3 people, if I look over and I'm like, and it could be like, I just walked outside and there's like, I stepped in some dog shit, and there's garbage, and I pick up some garbage, because it's the owner of a company, you end up picking up garbage.
Oh, all the time.
So I pick up some garbage, and I'm like, and I could have this, like, I just had to pick up garbage, look on my face, and got something on my hands, and I walk in the building, and somebody looks over and says, hey, boss, and I'm like, and I give them I just picked up shit, and they go, oh, is he going to fire me?
Yeah, you put their dick in the dirt for the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah, no, so I got to be really careful. I walk in, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
It's like the shop face.
Yeah, what's going on? Well, listen, thanks for coming over and taking a few minutes out. I know it's real busy. People, they love hearing what's going on behind the scenes with knife making and everything. Hey, look who's coming over here. Hey, so why don't we wrap it up and you guys go enjoy your show, and thank you so much for coming.
Do it again sometime.
All right, and give your mom a hug for me.
No, thanks.
All right, see you, man. All right, bye.